All right, so inside of our main activity, that is our entry point. So essentially would be this point here. Okay, so this is where we're going to make sure that to check if we already have a user session, right? If that's the case, we can just take them straight to where it matters. So it could be, we could take them to where they can post a new item, or we can take them to the items they have already posted, right? It depends on what you want to do, but at this point here, we just want to make sure that we don't keep taking the users who have already logged in through the same process of getting started. So that's not helpful, okay? So back to our main activity, you can see we have the get started button, which is we've created here, and that's the only thing that is working. So it takes us to log in and so forth. So at this point here, we're not interested in that because that is already done. But what we want to make sure that happens is that we, first of all, we create our private here. It's going to be a Firebase auth. So Firebase auth like this. I'm going to create another one here. Firebase auth dot, there we go, listener. And private Firebase user. Call this current user like that. All right, so I'm going to also create here a private Firebase Firestore. Call this DB. I'm going to instantiate it. Firebase Firestore dot get. Oops, we don't need two of those. Get instance like that. And of course, I'm going to also get our collection reference there. So collection reference is equal to DB, right? Getting our Firebase store there. Collection, and the name of collection is going to be users because we want to go and check if there is indeed a user logged in. So right inside there, let me close this down. Right inside of our own create, I'm going to go ahead and first of all, create our Firebase auth. Firebase auth, get instance. Very good. Now we have that. And then I'm going to create our state listener, our auth state listener. It's equal to new Firebase auth state listener. There we go. Close that down there. So the first thing I'm going to do here, I'm going to make sure that our current user, we have our current user. I'm going to use our Firebase dot get current user. Okay. I'm going to check if current user is not null, then we're good. Else, we're not good, right? They have to go and log in. That makes sense. So in this case here, if there is a current user, I'm going to say current user is equal again to Firebase.get current user. So very good. And then I'm going to create a string here where I'm going to store our current user ID. Remember, because we need this to add to our journal API, which governs the entire application. I'm going to say current user.get UID, right? Very good. And then I'm going to invoke our collection reference here. Say dot where equal to. So I'm going to go and try to find in our storage reference Firebase, in our storage reference in our Firestore, I'm going to try to find someone who has this current user. So it's going to say where equal to user ID. Okay. It's going to be current user ID like that. I'm going to say dot add snapshot listener, because I'm going to be listening here, new event listener like that. Very good. Also dot. All right. Okay. So in this case here, now I should be able to query through and find that user. I'm going to do the same thing if E is not equal to null. Well, if E is not equal to null, meaning that we have an exception, something went wrong, you say return like that. And what I'm going to do, I'm going to create a string called name here. We're going to use in a second. And of course, I'm going to go ahead and check first. I'm going to say if our query documents here is not empty, okay, then I'm going to query through. So I'm going to say for query documents, call this snapshot, query documents, right? And here I'm going to create our journal API is equal to journal API, dot get instance like that. Now I'm going to say journal API dot set user ID to what? Our current user ID. That's fine. Or I could have said snapshot, maybe it's better, dot get string. And I'm going to pass user ID. Either way, it doesn't matter because we should have a user ID here, but that's fine. I'm going to say journal dot set username to snapshot dot get string, and make sure that it is indeed a username like that. So all these fields have to be the same fields as we have in our database, in our reference collection Firebase, or Firestore, I should say. At this point here, we know we have a user. We added that user to our API, journal API, so that everybody can see in our project here. So what we can do next is just go to the next activity. So new intent. I could take the users to where they can add an item, or just take the users to the list. Okay. Either way, that doesn't matter. I'm just going to take the user to the list at this point, because from the list, they can actually click that plus button icon and go back and actually be able to add whatever they want. Okay, so whatever you want to do, that doesn't matter. So in this case here, I'm going to say I'm coming from our main activity .this, and I'm going to post journal activity. No, I should say I want the list. I said I want the list. List activity, make sure we are getting journal list activity like that, class. And I'm going to go ahead and finish this. This is very important because I don't want to come back here if they hit the back button. I don't want them to come back to main activity ever. So else, if the current user is indeed null, that means they should just stay here. I'm just not going to do anything. Just leave it as it is, like that. All right. Now inside of our get started here, we start this new activity, right? They click get started. We are going to also call finish because we want to get rid of this activity as they move forward. Okay. Very good. Again, as good citizens, whenever we're using the auth, this auth listener here, right? We need to make sure to clean everything up before we leave. So on start, I'm going to go ahead and call everything that I need to call. For instance, I'm going to say current user. I'm going to say Firebase.get current user. Okay. I'm going to say Firebase.add auth. I'm going to add our auth listener as such. Good. But of course, the cleaning up on stop should be on pause. Let's start over again. I think it's probably better. So on pause like that. I'm going to go ahead and say if Firebase auth is equal, or not equal, I should say, to null, then we are going to make sure that our Firebase auth that remove our listener like that. Very good. So we did the due diligence here, and we should be good. All right, let's go ahead and give her a run. So if I run this real quick, you notice something is going to change. Oops. It should take us straight. Look at that. Took us straight there. Okay. And from here, I can come down here and add something new. I'm going to say that. I'm going to say, for instance, hello again. And my thoughts, I can add all these thoughts all day long. Look, it's multi-lined, and I can keep going. That looks really good. And let's like having issues here. I'm going to go ahead and say save. And voila. Notice that it went ahead and saved it. And everything else is looking great. In fact, if I go here and sign out, look what's going to happen. Gets me here first. I go ahead and get started. I can say, for instance, paolo@me.com and password. See, in this case here, first time, is going to go ahead and add something new here. Something new. My new thoughts. Save. And voila. if I got rid of this, just clear all of these guys here. We don't need any of these anymore, right? And I go and open the app, self. Look at that. Went straight to this page. Very good. Very good. Very good indeed. All right, folks. So at this point here, I think we are done. Finally, I think we have covered a lot of things here. And I hope you've learned a lot. It was a loaded section here and was all intentional because I just want to show you exactly how to build something from scratch, at least this kind of applications from scratch. As you can see from this example here, most of the things that you are able to do, at least in terms of CRUD, create, read, update, and delete, they are very basics. They're the same thing over and over again, right? So you're querying things, you're getting things, and putting inside of our cycle view. And most of the time that we spend building an application is usually setting things up and organizing our thoughts, organizing our process. The actual coding doesn't take that long because it tends to be very repetitive, if you haven't noticed yet. Of course, there's a lot of other things we can improve upon here, and I would let you do that. In fact, one of the things as a challenge, you notice that this button here that we have set everything up already for, it doesn't work at this point. So I want you to actually click, make it work. When users click, I want you to share. This could be via email or text message. And big hint here is, remember intents? Implicit intents indeed. So what I want you to do is to be able to share, for instance, this thought. So you can share the thought title, you can share the actual thought, the actual journal, and if you want, you can also share the image so that we can transport that image into our implicit intent, and then we can pass in via email or text, whatever is it that we want to use. Okay, so just to go back to the previous videos, sections where we talked about implicit intents, right? The send intents and so forth. I'm very confident that you can do that. In fact, I want you to give it a try and do it yourself. That is something that I'm going to let you do it, right? I'm not going to give you the solution at this point because I'm very confident that you can do yourself. So once you do it, I would appreciate it if you actually share with all of us the solution that we put together, and that way we can congratulate you. Thank you so much for sticking around. I know this has been pretty long, and I hope that at this point, with everything that we've learned, you're able to start thinking about applications that you want to create. All right, so start thinking of things that you want to create, and you have the tools. I mean, now you have the Firestore, you know how to create documents, you know how to create storage references and add images and all sort of things. That is a lot. So there's so much you can do with this. Go ahead and do it. And once you do it, share with all of us. Thank you so much.